All right. Welcome to GUFONRadioStream. This is show number blah, blah, blah. It is blah, blah Monday, August 3rd, 2020. Welcome to the Matrix Reality. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Tonight we're going to be talking about the Matrix. I believe we actually live in one, and I want you to prove to me that we don't. Can you do that? Can you do that later on when you call in? Let's talk about the Matrix. And we also have the Nyxia files tonight. Tonight we will be looking at Nyxia's files. Now, I don't know if Nyxia is here, but I might need some help with this because, today I wanted to research everything, but I was on the phone for a total of 4 hours with my internet company trying to get the new router modem connected to the computer. Didn't work, obviously. So I'm back to the old one. They told me that there must be a defect with the one I bought because as soon as we hooked up the old one and they punched it back in, it worked perfectly. And not only that, it's working really, really well. Is this in 1080? Because when it started, it didn't tell me it was in 1080. It should have. If we're not, it looks like we are. But if we're not, my apologies. So did you see the new addition to the wall? The wall will be changing, I promise, but check it out. Dee. Oh, you can't see it. It's too bright. Oh, that sucks. Maybe when it gets darker. Can you see it back there? The little alien? It's right there. I can't believe it. It's not going to show up. That's crazy. Oh, man. It should be there. Right there. Son of a beeswax. It's been that type of day. You like these funky glasses? Holy crap. I look like I'm back in 1971. This is crazy. I'm a little subdued today compared to yesterday, but that should change. Today was a weird day. And let's do roll call. Roll call. Richard C. It's me. Part 2. Respect. Respect. Where is he? Here we go. There we go. Richard C. is here. Respect. Capiche? There, you see that? I knew you would come back. All right. Welcome. Stu Garson. Stu Garson. He's here. Swedish meatballs for Stu Garson. Hey, Lisa. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Frapsap. Good year for wine. 71. NKMR. Yeah, I saw that with the finger up here. You could see it, right? Your sister's got one leg right up her schnauzer. Tammy Jackson, how you doing, Tammy? What's up, Blue Chicken? Dark Hour Paranormal? I see a lot of favorites here. Tyler Sawyer, everybody's a favorite. What are you talking about, Rich? How dare you say that? You know what I mean. No fun, no fool, Lufon. How do you say? Evasius. Evasius is here. Tell Stu Garson he's here. Tranquility Base 69. +1. How you doing? Nathan Allen, Nathan Nitsky, Nathan's Hot Dogs. He's here. Ooh, Mr. DB Cooper, thank you for the $5 super chat. Saw before the show. Yes, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like the show, please share. And who else is here? Willie McBee. How you doing, Will? Canadian guy. How's it going up north today? Pretty good? Great? No? Huh? All right. Well, we'll stop now. GameVet02 snuck in there right at the top. It's been a 404 error. Page not found is here. Fantastic. It's good to see everybody talking, everybody interacting. That's what we want here on GoFod. I don't know why I started doing that. You didn't get the notification. You know why, Mike? You got to hit like every day. And I don't know why this is. I think you have to set a reminder, which is stupid. I have my phone charging over there. I'm going to check and see if I got my own notification. I think I did. I put the show up a couple of hours in advance almost. So, yeah, I meant to do it on OBS if I had the new router modem, but I don't want to risk it, falling apart on us. What's up, B Baker? Two B's are better than one. B Baker, BB Gun. Didn't miss you. Saw you. Paul Johnson. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? So, Mike Rotunda. Sorry. Didn't mean to not say hello. Not easy to remember this job. Oh, you peoples. So, Nyxia sent me stuff in February. And it was a lot of stuff that I was interested in talking about. John Sports Cards, what do you say, Rish? And, something happened along the way. And it's a lot of information and a lot of pareidolia. And I don't know. I just didn't remember to get to it because I figured I will, but I never did. So I'm doing it now. Scotty Eisner's here. Everybody's got you did get your notice 30 minutes before the show. See, I don't set that up. That's a YouTube thing. YouTube automatically sends out the 30 minutes coming up and start time. I did. It did. I got my notification. Thank you, Jaime. Hey, Jaime, what are you doing? I got a special one for you, my friend. Jaime Mosan, everybody. He always introduces the drink of the night. Yes, we're cheating death. I do this for you, not for me. I don't care about me. Rich, let me say, Red Bull, give you away. If you want to see UFO or OVNI, you go outside, get a camera. A what? A camera? A camel? A camera. Oh, a camera. And videotape all this guy at once. Tommy, just tell me about the drink. Red Bull. It's upside down. Shut up, Rish. You're making it difficult for me. I gotta go back to Mexico. Sunday. You just got here. No. Sunday. No. Tomorrow, another day, Sunday. Oh, someday. Thank you, Jaime. Yeah, you're dick today, man. Hey! The worst opening. You know why I don't have a nose? Because they were sold out. Stu Garrison's here. We'll start the show when I see 40 in the room. That's the new thing I think we're going to do. Start the show when we have 50. There we go, 41. All right. See, now I can't go backwards. I digest. I wonder what Richie from Boston's up to. Can we take a look? We'll do it later. Don't forget. Hey, third phase of Moon is here. What do you say, Blake and Brent Cousins, the Cousins brothers? Dee. Welcome, guys. Who wants authentic Project Grudge and Project Moondust data? Yep, we did get it. You're right. We're at 40. Hold on. So, Nyxia. Whoa, that was weird. Nyxia sent me this file. And there's a cloaked UFO next to Mercury. He's got his own channel. I don't know what to do, but here's what I'm going to do. I downloaded these humanoid reports because this is what I believe we were going to talk about. So I'm going to open up the humanoids here. I had the worst experience with my internet provider today. So let me just explain real quick because it's funny. So I called in yesterday. Actually, I'll take it back. I started Saturday, the day I got it. And they said, look, if you need help quickly within 15 minutes, just send us a text to this. So I texted, didn't want to wait on hold for 15 minutes. They said, you'll get contacted in less than 15. Texted, 15 minutes goes by, nothing. I said, I knew it. They suck. So I just kept doing what I was doing. 2 hours goes by and I hear doot, doot, doot. And I know it's a text message. How can I help you? I'm like, 2 hours ago, bro. I'm like, 2 hours. I texted, you're supposed to get back to me in 15 minutes. Nothing. So that goes on for about 20 minutes. And I said, this is the worst. You guys, I don't care about COVID. I've been a customer for 25 years. Thank you very much. I'll call in. So called in yesterday. 1 hour and 45 minutes. I was on hold for 30. Got a hold of somebody. I gave them the information. They asked me, what do you want to do? I want to connect a new router modem. Because you got to let them know. So they can send a signal to it and everything gets routed right through it. So they said, can you call back tomorrow? You need to go to the downgrading department. I said, what for? I'm not downgrading. Well, you're not renting our modem anymore. You're using yours. So they're not here today. So just call back tomorrow. I go an hour and 45 minutes. You made me wait for this. And yesterday, 2 hours. I mean, this is ridiculous. So I called today. I was in a good mood. 2 hours and a couple of minutes. I called in, gave all the information. Actually, I was on hold for 20 minutes. Then they got to me. And I said, I need this. Got a new router. So she goes, what's your PIN? What's this? What's that? And I verified it. 45 minutes goes by. And she goes, I need to send you to the downgraded department. And I said, yeah, I know. I thought I did that. I thought I went through the prompts and everything and it took me to you. No, it didn't route you here. I'm so sorry. Let me go ahead and send you over there. So another 15 minutes goes by and this picks up. Hello, thank you for calling. My name is something Gumta and can I copy down your name, please? All I heard was Gumta and your name, please. So I figured he's asking for my name. I go, Rich Giordano. Okay, may I have your the local PIN number, please? All I heard was PIN number, so I gave it to him. So how can I help you today? And I understood that one. I said, well, I want to connect my modem router, but the girl said I have to go to the downgrade department because I won't be paying the $10.99 anymore because I'm using my own router. What kind of data wouldn't be on the router? I said, what? I mean, I'm not effing exaggerating. He goes, the device and I said, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what you said. So he goes, and I said, you don't have to yell. And he can't hear me, so he keeps going. And I said, Mr. Gumta, you don't need to yell. I just don't understand you. What I need from you is the model number. I go, why didn't you say that? So I gave him the model number. And he punches it. Can you please read the number to me again, please? So I read it phonetically. A is an apple, G is in God, 074, whatever it is. I go, can you read it back to me to make sure we got this? Because now I'm going to bust balls. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. DB Cooper. 2 of them. Shout out to the cousins, 2 499s. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that, man. That's awesome. That's right, guys. Super chat's open if you want to help the stream grow. You know, my stream is very weak right now. I need a strong stream. So anyway, the guy was so hard to understand. Then his phone started messing up. I'll be right back, okay? Okay. I don't know what he said, but all I heard is I'll be right back. So he puts me on hold for about 10, 12 minutes, comes back. You're not a god. Are you using an Ethernet cable? I go, oh my God. Yes, I just want my router connected. It has nothing to do with me being on the Wi-Fi. The signal isn't coming through. I just want the internet to work. Yeah, that's what I was that mad. Okay, let me tell you again. We need to make sure we got the right number. Can you read your serial number to me again, please? I said, Mr. Gumta. Yes, you never asked me for that number. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. If you could read me that number, please. Oh, fuck. Anyway, we go through this. Now I'm on the phone almost 2 hours. I see it. It says 1:56. 1 hour and 56 minutes. Mr. Giordano. Oh, no, he didn't call me Mr. Giordano. He goes, Giordano, you probably have a defective device. I go, it's brand new. Yeah. I can understand your frustration. Body is broken. So we put the old one back on, worked immediately, worked great. As a matter of fact, never worked so good. So that's where I'm at. I'm telling you, man. Soon as he said, I was like, I'm going to hang up. But I was already invested over an hour on the phone. I didn't want to hang up and start over. I should have. Anyway, here's some humanoids from, thank you for listening. If I don't vent, we all die. We all die. No, we don't. I'm joking. I'm going to open this up. I want to see what's going on here before we do this. So these are humanoid reports I'm looking at. Whew. These are a lot of from 1947 near Rome, Italy, Switzerland. These are just tons and tons of stories. Wow, is this a lot? I've been scrolling the whole time, still in 1947. Still. These are cool. Very cool stories, man. Near Lubbock, 1947, 5-year-old Percy Galloway reported seeing a movement in the sky. At first, he thought it was a comet, but it suddenly made a sharp... Wait, hold on. A 5-year-old thought it was a freaking comet. Do you see why I just want to poke my eyes out right in front of everybody so I don't have to read this garbage? How would a 5-year-old know about a comet? Who is this guy? Einstein? Reincarnation of Einstein? At first, the 5-year-old, hey, this 5-year-old? He's got a quantum physics degree, I think. Like deep. At first, he thought it was a comet when it suddenly made a sharp... He even knows his right and left. Not only does the 5-year-old know about comets, he knows his right and lefts. Your other right, directly towards the witness and hovered about a foot above the ground, 200 feet away from him. The witness stood his ground, did not run away. He described the object as circular. Come on, man. Is this supposed to be a 50-year-old or is it a 5-year-old? It says 5. I can't read. That's too long. Yeah, it's too long. Okay, so it must be a 50 because he's married to Minnie. Minnie. Here's another one, 1947. Massachusetts. Another one, 1947. This is unreal. You guys, I mean, you have no idea. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I'm into 1965. Wow, this is like crazy. I wonder if mine's in here. Let's see. Now I'm in 1967. 1960. This is ridiculous. How many files there are? No pictures. So I don't want this. I'm done. Yeah, I don't want this. That's cool. We'll have to do a humanoid show. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of these files I have. It's crazy. So I don't want to, I want pictures. You know, that's what we want. Let's see if the next one has it. No, this is just later on, 77 and stuff. So we'll have to get back to that. Yeah, there's nothing here I can use for the show. I'm not doing any humanoid stuff. As a matter of fact, I don't even see Nyxia here. So we're going to stop and we'll come back to this another day when I get, I just had some time, but it was all wasted today. And I kind of got discouraged into mowing through all this stuff. All right, let's move along. So the Pentagon, I know we keep talking about it, right? My beard is itching. Hold on. So, I can't believe the Pentagon is still being brought up to this day. What's going on, man? Pentagon's UFO unit will make some findings public. Source CNN. Why is there an ad? Oh, it's yeah. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I don't know what this is. We may have already seen this yesterday.
It's probably time to stop calling people who believe in UFOs crackpots.
Right.
After the recent revelation that there's actually a Pentagon task force looking into them. One astrophysicist who has worked for the Pentagon's UFO program since 2007 told the New York Times that he gave a classified briefing to a Defense Department agency about retrievals from, quote, off-world vehicles.
I thought this was new because they put it out that it was in the email that I received this in. It looked like it was from yesterday, not the day before. So we'll get rid of this. Yeah, it doesn't count. Oh my God, I have got to show you this. This is, oh, hey, thank you, Mr. DB Cooper. He wants to say my friend Jared is watching and he's the biggest skeptic. Good. Good. A healthy skeptic, I hope. You know, not one just to dismiss because everybody's going to say, no, it's fake anyway. But I appreciate that. Well, I don't need to go full screen on this, but here's the deal. Tell me. What time is it in here? What time does anybody think it is right now? You're wrong. You would never guess. You would never guess. It's 5:45 a.m. I'm looking towards the west, which is and should be dark. Me and somebody else, I don't know if they want their name out there on this, but we've been watching where the moon is rising and setting for the last month almost, right? Very far south, very strange. One couple of days it was like northeast, northeast. Like, this is bizarre, the huge swing. But I have never, ever, no, this is 5:45 a.m. Watch this video. I freaked out. Because I'm outside every single morning with the drone to get sunrises. Watch this. Guys, I'm freaking out. The sun, it's not even up yet. And it should be dark here, but it's light out. I've never seen this before. down on this side, and then this side,
that's
is
east.
The sun coming up.
And that
usually there's a transition, like the sky would be dark. A few minutes ago it was, I think, even a little brighter. It's weird. I don't know why I'm yelling. That is just crazy. This is the west. It should be dark. That's where it gets. The sun it hasn't even risen yet.
Yes, it has, dork.
I take my drone out about this time. I'm telling you, it's dark on the west. Because at night, it's dark, and when the sun rises, it slowly takes away the darkness, but it doesn't get bright like I see it now. When I got to the intersection, it felt like it was just like the sun was going down. That's how bright it is to the west.
That's just crazy.
Unreal. There's morning. Just it's bizarre. I can't believe I'm actually saying it. But it should be dark over here.
I can't believe how bright it is. That's just ridiculous. I was out today and it was dark. It's so weird, man. How does that happen? Hey, Rick's Realm. What do you say? 2 hours are better than 1. God of Thunder, how you doing? Project Bluebeam? What day was this? I think it was a couple of days ago, actually. It wasn't July 21st, that was. So, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. It shouldn't have been. That's just nuts. It was weird. When I left my house, it was only about 2 minutes before that video, and I looked up to the sky, and it looked normal, to be honest with you. I mean, I think I even looked up and saw stars. I get to the intersection, and I notice I start doing this. I'm like, what the? Why is it? And then you saw the rest. It's just weird, which really could throw us right into the Matrix reality we live in. What if there was a Matrix? The sun simulator broke. Guys, I mean, I could spend a few minutes here and look up some videos that I have of, daytime at the same time, pretty close, and show you it's dark. Now that's an hour before. Here's one that is, I don't know. If I go back too far, here's one. Let's see. This one was from July 21st. No. This was July 19th, just 2 days before. Look. You'll see. 2 days before. There it is. There's the east. This is just 2 days before you just saw what you saw. So that it should turn in a second here. I always do a 360. So I got up to about 200, I believe, there. Now it's going to turn around. You'll see the west usually goes the other way. The other way. Come on, don't be a dick. Look, you can already tell. You can already tell. You can already see that it's dark. You see the dividing line. There's a little Venus there, I think. Here we go. See? Look how dark it is. You see what I'm saying? That's where I was looking. That's west. I don't know what to tell you kids. You kids are crazy with your drones. Anyway, you seen it. That's 2-day difference. 2 days before, yes, there's clouds, just like there was that day. Same exact type of clouds. Anyway, back to work. Let's get back to work. Calm down. I'm all right. Sun flares. Travis Van Gaal's here. Hey, what's up, man? Joe Monk, how you do? Lunar Sparkles, Chemical Summer, welcome to the show. Blue Chicken, I already said hi. Sun flares in the past 48 hours illuminate the Earth's atmosphere. Sunflare. Well, I've never heard of that. I don't know if sun flares make the aurora borealis light up, but a sun flare, I never heard of that. Maybe you're right. It's just odd. You know, very weird. Very weird. I might as well show you Nyxia. No, we're going to come back. That's right, because Nyxia's not here. And I told Nyxia we were going to be here today talking about it, right? Well, we don't have time anymore. Unfortunately, I gave 30 minutes to talk about Nyxia's stuff, and I thought Nyxia would be here. So, not my bad. We'll do it again. We'll get back to that maybe tomorrow or the next time. I even emailed Nyxia, say I'm going to be talking about it. Isn't Nyxia on the other side of the... I like saying Nyxia. Yeah, it's fun. Speaking of drones, this is an interesting one, which is going to ruin drone evolution for me, for the casual user. This is going to kill me. Because in Arizona, people are a-holes, stupid, selfish. I can't stand the people in Arizona. If I don't get out of here, I swear to you. And not everybody. But it's just pure selfishness. Check it out. Mystery at Arizona's Palo Verde nuclear plant. Who flew drones over the reactors, I wonder? Can you believe this shit? People are going to... Or, oh my God. Did you see the new fleet footage from third phase? I'll play it in a minute. 5 or 6 drones buzzed over the perimeter fence of the nuclear plant, the largest power generator in the United States. That's here, 50 miles west of Phoenix. They went across the open desert where security guards practiced force on force, simulated combat drills to sharpen their skills to ward off an assault over heavy-duty gates. Over heavy-duty gates, and arrived at the protected area around the concrete domed reactors. They stayed for nearly an hour and came back the next night. Wait a freaking minute. Wait a minute. The drones stayed in the air for an hour? Okay. These are not commercial drones. And if they were, because I have one of the best drones you could buy for the money, there's drones that go up to $10,000, okay, mind you, but I've got a great drone for the money, $800, but if I spent $3,000, I could have had the night vision, the FLIR, the infrared. It would have been cool. That's the next drone I'm going to get. The battery power, even on the $3,000 drone, doesn't go over 35 minutes. So if they were there for over an hour, each one of those drones definitely cost over $3,000 to $4,000 each. You have to understand the drone world a little bit. I didn't know this, but if you try to put in like a third-party battery or something else off-brand, it won't work the same as the product you bought, especially with mine DJI, because their smart batteries are programmed for exactly what they're doing. I mean, it's an amazing thing. But nonetheless, if they were there for over an hour and came back the next night for a repeat performance, to me, sounds like UFOs. Nobody's talking about this. I just found this right before the show started. When was this? When did I find this? Right before the show today? Yeah, but it came out on the 31st. So this happened July 31st, just a couple of days ago. So nobody expect the drones pilots That's how it's written out. Know whether this is a case of hobbyists touring the plant out of curiosity or something much more nefarious intended to disrupt a massive power source for customers from Texas to California. And nobody in any official capacity seems to know who piloted the drones that night or the next. How do they know they were drones? Is there a video? No. Oh, here it is. I didn't even read it yet. Well, check it out. It says, most drones popular with consumers have a battery life of about half an hour, less time than was spent at Palo Verde. But it's unclear whether the drones were high-end models, thank you, with longer flight capabilities or just consumer models, simply returning to the launch site after brief flights. Yeah, I get it. And putting a new battery in and going back. That could be it. There did not appear to be a coordinated movement between the drones, said Mike McLaughlin, vice president of site services for Palo Verde, who said it was difficult to tell how big or how close the drones actually were in the night. So they couldn't tell how big, how fast, how small, how slow. He said it was difficult to determine the number, size, and altitude of the drones in the dark. It's difficult to pinpoint anything other than there were drones in the area. They saw these drones last fall. Says here there's little chance they could damage the steel and concrete reinforced containment domes or buildings housing nuclear material. Yeah, I would think not. Shouldn't that shit be bomb-proof? Einstein? Steen? We are safe from current technologies, he said, which is why we are well-armed. Security guards at the plant didn't shoot them down. Technically, they could have been operating legally, depending on how high above the plant they were flying, which was hard to determine in the dark. No, you are not allowed, unless you have permission from the FAA, to fly your drones at night above a nuclear power. You're not even allowed 10 miles with the drone. They give you maps with these big circles, red, green, yellow, tan, and they tell you how far you can go. And, you know, if it's red, you can't. Don't even think about putting the drone up 5 feet in the air. It won't work anyway. You won't get approval. But then they go red, yellow. Yellow, you can fly, but stay under 400. Green, stay under 400. You can go anywhere you want again. Tan, if you have yellow, you need permission. If you have green, you can call and call the actual tower and do it live time, real time. Say, look, I need the airspace. Is it going to be clear for the next 30 minutes? I'm just doing a flyover for insurance, a wedding, whatever. And they say, they'll call you back hopefully within the hour and say, yeah, go ahead. So check it out. Here's another story. UFO researcher unearthed documents. The story of the incursions is told through emails and security alerts recently released by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. How those documents came to light is almost as intriguing as the drone swarms themselves. A person identified as Douglas Jackson with the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies, a group studying unknown anomalous phenomena around the world as UFOs, and other unexplained objects, requested the documents from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. His document request, allowed under federal law, specifically cited material related to an incursion of drones at Palo Verde from September to October. He said on Twitter that he'd been tipped off to the drone event. A news site called The War Zone then published the documents this week. Once the NRC released the documents to the UFO researcher, they were made available to the general public on the commission's website. Drones showed up on the same time on consecutive nights. I think it's UFOs. Absolutely. How can they allow drones to fly over a nuclear? Why isn't anybody looking into this? Why isn't the FBI trying to find out. You can find out. The drones have to be licensed with the FAA. You can't fly them legally anyway, that high over a power plant at night. Everything with this is all wrong. This sounds like a UFO event to me, even though the guy said he was privy to the event and the time. It was, no, come on. Come on. Bull crap. Okay, the emails indicate the drones were able to fly over the quote-unquote protected area around the 3 nuclear reactors and their turbines. Workers and visitors at the plant have to go through 2 security checkpoints to get to that area. The journey to that point includes passing through metal turnstiles, metal detectors, like an airport, and through a separate machine used to detect explosives. The next night at 8:51, 4 drones flew over the plant, this time without spotlights lighting their approach. A security report from the plant that night indicates guards believe the drones were launched from behind a mountain range east of the power plant at Southern and 361st Avenues. That's wild. The drones used spotlights as they approached the plant. The spotlights went dark once they arrived. The aircraft loitered around for more than an hour. No drones were seen after 10:30. God almighty. God almighty. This reminds me of the Phoenix Lights. "81 pages of heavily redacted and repetitive emails described these events." Wow. It was 8:50 p.m. on September 29th. Guards at the plant described drones about 2 feet across, flying 200 to 300 feet overhead with white and red lights. I guess it was. But then again, this is weird. Why would they do this? Just why? I don't understand. What if I'm a drone operator? What would be my purpose to fly up to a very secured place? Just to get the photos, I guess. As soon as they go online, gotcha. What are they going to do with them? I guess they could be B-roll footage, right? To fly 4 of them, though? Maybe I'm looking too deep into this, guys. I think it's interesting. Nobody's talking about it. I guess because they think it's drones. And we're, of course, what are they going to say? UFOs? This is the same time the Phoenix Lights made their appearance at 10 o'clock. There's something about between 8 and 10 o'clock in Arizona, all hell breaks loose for UFOs. It's always been that way. Nothing ever really happens at 1 in the morning. Rich, everybody's sleeping. Oh, that's right. So let's look at third phase real quick, because they put up a video with really cool drone footage. Well, I didn't mean that. UFO footage. Could be drones, could not be. Actually, this whole episode is really good. Michael Schratt was in it. You know what? I'm going to play this, and then what we'll do, we'll jump right into The Matrix. All right.
Third phase.
Of what?
Of who?
Oh, okay. Full screen. Third. Come on, everybody.
Welcome back to Third Phase Moon. Blake Cousins, we've got a special report for you today. Elon Musk says that the Egyptians may have had help from our friends above. He's wanting to go over to Egypt and find out if these pyramids were built by aliens. And we have new UFO sightings coming in. Brent's going to do a special report along with a special guest today. We've got Michael Schratt, a military aerospace historian, and he's got a massive amount of historic evidence that he's going to be sharing over the next few months right here at Third Phase Moon. I say, let's just get started. Go out to Michael Schratt and hear of this incredible encounter with the Navy ship and a spacecraft that visits it. Michael, tell us about this incredible report.
Hi, Blake. Good to be with you today. I've got a very significant UFO encounter that I think is important to consider, and you better believe I've got the paperwork to back it up. So let me set the scene for you. It is late 1958, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. We have the USS FDR aircraft carrier, which was the first aircraft carrier to have nuclear weapons on board. And the time frame is 9 p.m., late 1958. All of a sudden, there's a tremendous amount of activity below decks. There's chaos, there's confusion, there's yelling. People are trying to get up to the flight deck. And when they got there, 25 naval personnel saw a strange light following the aircraft carrier. It was making unusual movements all around the carrier. And as it approached closer, this was not just a standard light. Turns out this was a 100-foot long cigar-shaped craft. About 100 feet across. It had a number of square cutout windows, and the personnel on the flight deck, including the primary eyewitness, who was a man named Chester Grzinski. He was a fireman's apprentice at the time of the incident. He described how there were beings walking back and forth, and they could see that through these cutout windows. And one of these beings actually moved up to one of the windows and was looking down at the crew members below and waving like he was waving back.
How you doing?
So,
Eddie Murphy.
What do we have to back this up with? We've got the original MUFON report right here.
All right. First of all, anybody who says MUFON just doesn't know what they're talking about. All right. Just wanted to say, I'm kidding. I hate MUFON. It's MUFON. Come on. Would this be GUFON? Come on, Shrat.
And it describes the case in great detail. You can see the craft here.
It's not spelled MEWFON.
Above the flight deck, 25 naval personnel.
That's right.
Was so close that the people on the flight deck that could actually feel the heat coming off this craft onto their faces. They said they could absolutely feel it.
We heard that with Mr. Nagaguchi from the Anchorage, Alaska sighting from 1980. He said when the acorn-shaped craft got in front of their huge 747 aircraft, they felt the heat warm their faces. Exactly how he put it. Beautiful.
The heat on their faces. In addition, as this craft departed, and here's a little bit of an enlargement view here, you can see the craft, and he's actually drawn an enlargement.
Guys, this is 25 witnesses on this ship, 26, saw this UFO. We all know they're real. He said what he saw was like a gray-looking alien looking down, waving.
Over in this section here, where the being was actually waving back to the crew members.
Why would they lie? They have no reason to lie. So take this and say, wow. Whatever.
Below. As it departed, it turned kind of an orange-yellow color and departed at a very high rate of speed.
Crazy.
Made no sonic boom whatsoever.
It's crazy.
This was also reported in a newspaper clipping that I have right here. This is Motor City News, Warren, Michigan, August 17th, 1998. They describe the entire case in great detail. Now, how do we make this come alive? What can we do? Well, I commissioned my good friend Tom Bogan to do a series of full-color illustrations on this particular case. Here's what we came up with here. So you can see the part of the aircraft carrier with the people on the flight deck, and here's the cigar-shaped craft. And then if we do an enlargement, we'll do a blow-up view. You can see the actual being looking at the people back on the flight deck. So this is late 1958, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. And as we mentioned before, this is not the first time that the USS FDR had a number of significant UFO sightings. It was not an isolated incident. So in a nutshell, that's the Guantanamo Bay FDR case. Thanks a lot.
Michael, thanks so much for this incredible report. Michael's going to be sharing with us more historic case files in regards to the UFO phenomenon. Stay tuned for that. Now, let's get to this. Elon Musk, what's his statements about who built the pyramids? Where did they come from? What's it all about? Doc, let's start it off with you.
All right, so Elon Musk did this tweet, got retweeted 80,000 times, and it just says aliens built the pyramids, obviously. And it created an upstir to where the Egyptian's Minister of International Cooperation, Rani al-Mashat, personally invited Elon and the team at SpaceX to come see for themselves that the pyramids were built by hardworking Egyptians, not slaves or aliens. So, Elon, that's brilliant. Guys, seriously, Blake, Brent, we just got to say that to get a free trip to Egypt. Let's go.
I want to get the UFO sighting.
But seriously,
I like this stuff.
He is a brilliant man. We all know this. He's accomplished much. He's inspired many. He was the inspiration for, the Iron Man character in the movie. Not the character, but Robert Downey Jr.'s character. And, so you have to respect what he puts out there. He's not going to put out baloney, but he could be leaking something in a kidding way. Who knows? Now, as you can see from my chart, like Ross Perot would say, it could be either humans that built it with ramps and pulley systems under the Eye of Ra, or it could have been our fellow favorite aliens using sound and gravitic technology to levitate pieces from far away to build these stones in a very mathematical, geometrical way to represent the stars, the Orion Belt. I think it's right, yeah. And so then you have Dean Devlin, who's the creator of the movie Stargate, the TV series, Independence Day, and all that. You wonder if he has an inside tip to things. But he deciphers in his movie that the pyramids are actually spacecraft. Now, the other option is the possible spacecraft docking port. You got those valves and shafts. What if those are fueling lines? And who knows? Unless we're there, it's going to be very, very hard to know unless we can go back. Now, the other things it's been considered is, of course, tombs, the obvious one that everybody likes to go with, at least in the public eye. Power stations, which supposedly Nikola Tesla took his technology from, or figured things out through the Egyptian technology. And then the other is food storage for grain. Has been considered a theory of what the pyramids were for. And then, of course, the last thing, just attribute to the stars. Now, that's a lot to do to attribute to the stars, but we don't know. Now, if one of these pyramids takes off one day, okay, that eliminates everything else down to spacecraft. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I worked really hard on that. We'll just have to find out.
Appreciate the insight, Doc. Now let's get to Paula Asteria. She's been to Egypt. She's seen the Great Pyramids and what's below them. Paula, what's your thoughts on this incredible statement by Elon?
So a few days ago, Elon Musk tweeted that he thinks the aliens built the pyramids. Now, this is amazing. Elon Musk is a pretty interesting guy, and I think he does have a sense of humor, but I don't think he was necessarily joking about this. I think he was being very serious about this. So, I don't know. I always think myself that
look at her go.
Inherited the pyramids.
She can ride a horse.
Built them. And I think Elon Musk probably agrees with this. It almost looks like he's trying to push disclosure.
Lisa and all the other women here, I want to ask you something. My cousin cuts hair for a living and owns a hair salon. And I've never seen this color as natural. This is the natural color, I believe, right? Not this. This isn't a natural color. Redheads don't have this color, do they? I'm just asking the ladies, because this looks like strawberry, right? But this looks like a redhead. I don't know. I just want to know. I want to know what color it is. And I want you to show me.
Now, I will say
Because I'm feeling so much love.
Oh,
check her out.
Guy and most
How
of the
cool.
people I talked to in Egypt all claim that Egyptians built the pyramids, and they say we know our ancestors built them, and they argue to the death with me about it. So who knows? But I think it's very interesting Elon Musk says this because he owns SpaceX. I'm sure he knows a lot about advanced technologies.
Appreciate it, Apollo. I know you're busy. You're on the road right now.
Here we
on
go.
assignment, but
Come
yeah,
on, third
interesting
phase.
statements by Elon Musk today.
Show
now,
me the
let's
money.
get to this incredible sighting. Brent's got the report. Brent, what do you got?
Yeah, Blake, we got an interesting sighting coming today right here at Third Phase Moon off the coast of Florida. Take a look.
Tell me that's a spaceship behind that cloud.
Where'd they go? Oh, there. Ah, right there. What is that?
Come on, man. That's not birds. That's just not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
The
9,
only
10.
thing it could be is UFOs or drones. These are not birds. I want to see something. I think I saw something. Hold on.
How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Nope.
8, 9, 10. There's 18. Where'd they go? They just disappeared?
No, they didn't.
No, they're not going. They're still there, right?
Looking over this video, I was kind of wondering, could these be birds or a fleet of drones? We're looking at this and I count 18 unidentified flying craft. And we actually zoom in pretty close on these things and we don't see any flapping wings. What amazes me, just back to back 2 days right here at Third Phase Moon, we've received UFO fleets from around the world. We got it on the other side of California and all the way to Florida. What are we looking at? Are the skies filling up with fleets of UFOs?
Interesting points there. Absolutely incredible video. And with all the...
So my question is, right? My question is, hold on. Why are we having this uptick in these type of sightings? The fleet, where'd it go? This one here. Why? Well, what is going on? Can they all be drones? You know what's funny? During the close, when we all had to stay at home, these didn't happen. We were not seeing any of these. Isn't that weird? We weren't seeing shit. Because people weren't outside. I know, I get it. But you know what? People weren't outside setting up 18 drones either. I hate this. It's just interesting to me because the night before, you know, what was it, last night? Had that fleet sighting. This one. And then this, it's just odd. I don't know. You know what it is? You know what it is? I just realized it. Holy crap. Yeah, so, well, not always, Lisa. You know, the thing is, what does it look like? Does it look like UFOs? It does. Does it look like birds? Yes and no. Could be birds, but you know what birds look like. That's not freaking birds. It's not. It's not. So what's left? Balloons? Chinese lanterns? Meteor shower? Space debris? Drones. It's either drones. Where'd they go? I don't know if they are. Or they're UFOs. I'm going to say the odds are they're not UFOs, but look at them, man, just for a second, will you? Come on, come on. Fucking turn. I wish it would have been stabilized. I know it's not easy to do, but it would have given us. See, that looks like a hat. That looks like a bird. I don't know. It looks like it could be birds, I guess. I see flapping. It's birds. I think it's birds after all that. It looks like seagulls, Jason. It is. It is. It looks like seagulls. It's the, you see where the sun is down here? It's the angle of the sun. It's down below. It's back. We're seeing the darker side. It is. It's seagulls. I'm convinced of it. That was pretty good. Good one, Jason. You're right. I believe it is. I actually believe it's seagulls. It's not drones. There's flapping going on here. 100%. Am I wrong? I don't think so. I could be, but I don't think I am. Look. There's flapping right there. I see it. Flapping. Flapping. They're all flapping. Yeah, birds. Done. That's what I'm going with, because if it's UFOs, he would have never lost them. Rich, these aren't professional cameramen. No, but if they're seeing UFOs, don't they understand the historical implications of what they're seeing on video? How do people not know the importance of that? I say no, they knew what it was. They decided not to keep following it. Oh, I can't find it. They disappeared. No, they didn't. You just moved the camera out of the way and are too blind. If your eyesight isn't 20/20 and it's worse, it is hard to see stars that I could see with my 20/20 vision. I used to have 20/15 when I got the LASIK surgery. That's when I started ufology. I was seeing dots nobody could see. Seriously, me and my wife both got surgery, for like a present for each other. We were like, this is amazing. We can see things that were freaking awesome. All right. So here we go. I believe we live in a matrix. Oh, your sisters, you hear this shit? I hope he doesn't. I got to sign in. There it goes. We're in. Let me put the phone number up on the screen. I do believe we live in a matrix, to be honest with you. Today. If you can change my mind, let me tell you why. What would fill in all the gaps for ghosts, UFOs, even people getting lucky, guessing on things, coincidences that just, like, how could that be a coincidence? That's got to be divine intervention, right? No. Maybe, maybe not. But what makes sense is a matrix reality can fill in the blanks. Because if you're living in a matrix reality, right now, you know the movie. You know what we're in right now, right? So people who see things, dreaming, can you explain your dreams? Well, that's just the brain. Is it? Or have you been reloaded into the matrix many other times with many other ways of like you could fly in some dreams, you could breathe underwater. Have you ever done that? Take a breath underwater and you wake up thinking you could breathe underwater because you were just a minute ago. It's very strange. That salt water's nasty. Coincidences. If you would have left a second earlier, you know what? It could just be chance. But let's take UFOs for a second. We'll start off with something easy. People see something in the sky. What if, and I know this is just going off the movie, right? The Matrix trilogy. Like, let's use a little dot for now. Let's use Foo Fighters. We'll go back to the 40s, late 30s and 40s when they were flying around and those fiery lights, those basketball-sized orange balls of light zipping around those propellered craft. Zoom, 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 right? Like a tic-tac. That could be people looking in. Like they're looking like through a looking glass in the Matrix. They're checking out what's going on in reality. So they put this device on and it follows wherever your eyes go, maybe. That's why things zip around so fast. Because maybe it's an eye tracker. Okay. I'll make it a little easier. Ghosts. What if ghosts are exactly what you know I'm going to say? They're old Matrix systems, or the Matrix had an upgrade. So the old stuff, it's like a temporary file. It just hasn't gone away. It's still running its course. It left like an imprint because of its supposed impact it had on the Matrix, maybe. Or maybe it's not a perfect program. And what you're seeing are glitches of other realities that are in the Matrix. So that would mean a lot of different things can become reality that aren't. Psychics. If we're living in the Matrix, there's got to be a way to disseminate and figure out with maybe, I don't know how, changing your vibration. I never liked that. I don't like it when people say you can change your vibration. I don't think you can. I think everybody has their own coded DNA vibration. And I think what happens is certain codes or matrix, past matrix realities coded in your bloodline, in your type of DNA, your program. Maybe you're seeing yourself or you're seeing another copy of you there in another world, in another matrix. Or you're seeing your mother or an aunt or a dead relative, whatever it is. They're just appearing because they're ghosts in the machine. It just rolls right off. I don't know what I'm saying. If you want to call in, try to change my mind, 623-242-2637. The phone lines are open. We can take more than one caller at a time. Your number will not show up on the screen. Matter of fact, let me get the screen ready before I blow that. There we go. So, now the reason the movie, The Matrix, the trilogy, especially the first one, and maybe the second one, and even the third, but if you look at the first one, you learn a lot. You learn that the Matrix is a safe haven for your mind while you just, is it gestate? You just age and the machines use us like batteries. We're just energy sources because of our heat. It's weird, but here's what I think the Matrix is. The Matrix can also be heaven and hell. It can be a lot of different things, I believe. I said a long time ago, we are gods. You are. If God created man and woman in his own image, it doesn't mean exactly the way I look, but 2 eyes, nose, the 5 senses, those things. But here we go. What you see is not real. Your brain cannot determine, your eyes too, cannot determine reality from non-reality. Right? Your brain, the universe can't tell the difference because they've done tests where, let's say you stick yourself with a pin and they had these things on your brain and it spiked in this certain area in your brain when you got hurt. 2 hours later, you're fine. You don't feel any pain. They put the things on your head and they tell you, remember what it was like when you stuck yourself with the pin, the pain and everything. Soon as you remember what the pain felt like, there's a spike, same exact spot, as if it just happened. The universe can't tell the difference. Your brain can't. It gives off the same energy, the same reaction, the same as if you were in the Matrix or asleep somewhere. What I think we are alien beings. You may have heard me talk about this before, about the creation of life, because what is interesting to me is that very first heartbeat. How does that start? What is that spark of life? So I think we are the aliens. We are using this whole, this human form, this matrix reality to experience things that we can't experience as a light being, maybe. And it's possible as a light being, we could live forever. Who knows? Energy just disperses, right? So if we're light beings, we're energy. Now, if we're energy and we're smart and we can think things through and build these great machines that can make a matrix reality, who knows? Maybe we found the matrix, or maybe they found it and are using it. I don't know where it came from, how it began, which is also another show. Do you believe in creation or evolution? Because I'm just trying to talk about the matrix and what it may be. I don't know. But let's say it is, and we're a light being thousands of years old, and we have the ability, because 15 billion years ago or whatever, 13.9 billion years ago, everything started from a big bang. Nothing, you know what I mean? Everything came from nothing. Anyway, so when you are this light being, it's like Total Recall. You say, I want to live life like a Caucasian male, and I want to choose the family I want to be with. I want to be with this family, this mother right here, and this guy, her husband, her boyfriend. I want to be with those two. They're young, right? They got a lot going for them. I want to live this life. Now, the weird thing about this is, it's already happened. Did I just blow your mind? Everything has already happened. You're just going into the program. Everything, and I'm just throwing a number out here from a conversation I had with someone or someone's. Everything from now until 100,000 years ago or in the future, you can live through. Why any alien species would pick me as a case study to live life this way, it doesn't make sense. I'm not changing the world. I'm not a millionaire. I had a good young life, but I guess I had a good life. If I died now, I wouldn't be upset. No, I'm ready to go anytime. But nonetheless, so you choose the alien, you choose the human avatar that you want to grow up as. But how does that start? How does the heartbeat start? I don't get it. It's just part of the DNA. I understand that. So it just starts all by itself, the brain forms and you're sucking off that umbilical cord, all that nutrient. Of course, my mother smoked 3.5 packs of cigarettes a day and drank like a fish. I digest. Now I know why I have all these issues. You learn a lot when your parents get older. They don't give a shit anymore. They're just telling you the truth. I'm like, no, I don't want to know. So you choose where you want to go into the matrix. And you've got billions and trillions of choices to choose from. I want to be a human. I want to be a fly. I want to be a horse. I want to be this. I want to be that. So you go into the program. They wipe away, they close off your past lives and experiences. You go in with a clean slate. Start from scratch. Do you know every single person alive everywhere and every time has never ever happened before? Somebody who's being born now will do things so differently. It could be similar, but there's no two lives that are the same. Imagine having that in your database. You could just pick any human at any time in life, in history. I want to be a caveman. I want to be a dinosaur. I want to be a single cell amoeba. I don't know if you could be. Is it an amoeba? Amoeba? I want to be an Egyptian. I want to be in the future. I don't know, whatever they have in the future. I want to be that. Because if the future in the program has already been written, or when time passed and 100,000 years was recorded, there's only one reality. Everything else is just a copy. There's got to be one reality out there. I don't think people are going to call in. I'll tell you why. I'm not asking you to change my mind, knowing you're not going to be able to. I want to hear what you think, why we're not living in a matrix. I want to understand why you think it's impossible to happen. Because, hey, what happens when people have near-death experiences? What about abductions? What are those about? I'll tell you what abductions are. It's your family. You're seeing behind the scenes shit. You're seeing shit. You're seeing the elevator scene in the Truman Show. That's what you're seeing when you die. You get to look behind that curtain. Some people come back with these fantastic stories. Is it because that's what they believe? So when we die, are we still in the matrix? Or do we go back into that light reality where we really live? I have a feeling what's going to happen in the future is this. If this civilization doesn't die out and we don't kill ourselves, I could say maybe 1,000 years from now, probably a lot less, but I'm going to use 1,000. Doesn't it make sense that machines become very smart? And what if machines get so smart that they do have free will? And what if they want to experience life as a human? and feel emotions and understand. Instead of a program telling them to cry, they don't understand the feeling. They just do it. But imagine if these beings are so old that the machines just literally could have taken over their own society, built their own people and machines. They could have done that in the future. They could have made this matrix reality a thing so they can go and be a human being and feel, cry, touch, sense everything that they can't. They're programmed. Now, I'm going to blow your mind again. Don't you think we're programmed? Don't you think we have the same makeup as a robot would? We're told when fire burns, it smells a certain way because that's what we grew up with. The sky is blue because there's an atmosphere. All right, you tell me, but it's not blue, it's clear. You understand. At nighttime, you don't see the blue sky. It's a miracle. It's weird, right? If you want to call in, 623-242-2637. I understand if you don't want to. I'm not looking to cut you down or hurt your feelings. I'm just looking for a little debate. And I may be saying everything that you're thinking of saying. It's very possible. It's very easy for me to speak about the Matrix because it's been in my life since 1997, ever since I saw the movie. Love those movies. Can't wait for the new Matrix to come out next year. Maybe. So, yes, that is really tart when it gets warm. Okay. Matrix is weird. I was talking to somebody. I talked to you all about it, about the law of attraction, the secret. The law of attraction works. This is why I believe Greer thinks that his CE5 works. But let me tell you, it does not. In my opinion. And I don't think you need the whole CE5 handbook to tell you that. By the way, I read almost all of it. When it gets cooler, I'm going to go out. What I want to do is I want to get very good at knowing this book. Like I'm going to read it religiously until that cooler day comes in a month or two. Because when I go out and do this live, I don't want to embarrass Goofonians. Is it Goofonians or Goofonians? It's Goofonians, right? Goofonians? It's Goof on Radio, but it's Goofonia. Yeah, it's Goofonia. I was thinking about changing the name of the show and everything, not doing it. We're just going to keep it. We're going to roll with it. I think we're all used to it at this point. And it's not Gufon either, like MUFON. Anyway, the law of attraction says thoughts create things. How? Because the universe can't tell the difference between your thoughts and reality. Pretty powerful stuff. So, what does that mean? That means you can play God. Remember what I said earlier? We can all be gods if we want to. Now, the reason little Richie G isn't doing the law of attraction like a religion anymore is because it's not easy. It's very, how should I say, hard to remember to do it, especially when you're at work. The more you do it, and what it is, let's say I need money. I'll use $1,000 as an example. So I have no way of getting this money. So I'm going to use the matrix and I'm going to use the law of attraction to get it. I am going to imagine myself receiving this money in my bank account a certain way, maybe by a check I receive in the mail. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to imagine that day getting the money from the beginning of the day to the end. So when I wake up, I'm going to imagine on the day. So what I'm doing in my mind is I'm imagining everything in minute detail that I need to happen for this money to show up. If this money shows up, it's because I tricked the universe into thinking that the money was on the way. So what that does is it opens the doors for those things to happen. And eventually, over time, the more you tell the universe, you're getting this check, you're getting this check. And you imagine from the moment you woke up, your feet touching the ground, the first breath you took, your hands touching the bed, getting up, you hit the wall, you smell pancakes cooking. When you walk on the ground, you feel the carpet in your feet, your bones ache. You're thinking all this stuff as if it's really happening. And you're thinking of it at the speed of thought. So you can do a whole day real quick if you're good at it. It's not easy because it takes about 10 minutes of good time, 5 minutes if you cheat a little. So you don't want to be in a meeting and sitting there going, okay, I wake up, I have breakfast, then we're going to go into dinner, going to get the check in the mail at 5 o'clock. I got it, putting it in my bank account. Oh no, I can, and you imagine putting it in your bank account. You go to the ATM machine, you type in all the codes, you put in your card, you feel the plastic in your hand. Everything you would imagine in reality, you imagine in your mind. And it's supposed to happen. And it did for me. Things happened that shouldn't have. Then one day you get a check in the mail for $1,002. Like, where did this come from? Oh my God, I can't believe they overcharged me for, a loan, which is what happened to me and my ex-wife. They overcharged us and we were short $5,000 on something we had to pay. It was hers. It was an old debt. We got a check for $4,995 because they overcharged us on our loan. Talk about wicked cool. Yes, it might have happened, but did it happen because I imagined that $5,000 coming through the mail exactly the way it did? Is that taking control of a matrix reality? How can you say it isn't? How can you say it isn't? If it's reality, the universe can hear me talk? What are you talking about? How does that even work? I'll tell you. You ever hear people say every single day? You hear me say it, I'm cursed, but I'm joking halfway. But there's those people who say, I have a black cloud over me. Of course, that's what you say. You're going to make it happen. Don't keep saying that. You ever hear those people? Every day it's the same thing. I get backed up in so much traffic. Well, try to imagine a day where you're first in line, you hit all the green lights and see what happens. You might have an easier ride to work. I'm telling you, it's weird. And I know it could be chance. Chances you're not going to get traffic every day. I get it. I think if energy doesn't dissipate, if your body, we're made of energy, our heart and our brain, when they stop working, what do? They electrocute the hell out of you. Bzz, clear! Bzz. Trying to kickstart that heart. And once the heart goes, the brain follows. Pretty wicked shit. How does that happen? The brain dies in about 4 minutes with no oxygen. People who have died saw hell, saw heaven, spoke to Jesus, saw their family, whatever. Was that their brain just winding down, or was that the program? A lot of people see this white light. What is that white light? What is it? At the end of a tunnel? Doesn't make sense. Of course it does. If you're a light being and you die as a human, what do you think happens? You go back to light world. Of course it's bright. Your energy, your light. Forget it. It's crazy. I've been doing a lot of talking. Not used to talking like this anymore, you know? Not used to talking this much. But I like the Matrix. I think we do live in it. I think we do. Can we see this yet behind me? No. How stupid is that? That's sad. So what do I do with it? It's useless. I don't know if it's because you get the black light, but they give you it's on a frame that's clear, like a plexiglass. So I'm wondering if it's reflecting off the glass. When I look at it this way, just look at it straight on. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's just the camera's not focused on it. I don't know. Maybe I got to put it right here on this wall. Hang it right here on the side, maybe. I could do that. Put it right here, right next to me. This thing. I could do that. It'll be sideways, but you'll be able to see it. Or I could put it right here on the wall. Oh, no, that would be right there. We'll figure it out. Not going to cry about it. You know, I've been waiting for that thing since June 5th. Came from China. What do you think I did when I opened it? Put my mask on and gloves. Hell freaking yeah, I did. Sprayed that shit down. No way am I taking chance. I know they're sending COVID over here. Anyway. It's pretty wild stuff. I think I have a video I want to play. Well, this is very hard. Did you hear that? The computer just, what the frig? It just took off. Yeah, Nyxia. I can't believe Nyxia didn't even come. I'm a little bit upset about that. A little bit. Oh, you want to see something funny? Hold on. Is Tom DeLonge's To the Stars Academy a deep state disinformation operation? Peter Levenda, an operative? And I want to tell you something else. People are still talking about the Admiral Wilson documents. This is getting nuts. So I'm going to read this to you. Yeah, it's right in front of me. This is by Michael Salla. Tom DeLonge is having great difficulty in convincing many UFO researchers that his To the Stars Academy is not a deep state operation. Many believe that DeLonge has been co-opted by savvy deep state operatives who gave him access to the rare field world of highly classified special access programs in order to manipulate him. Despite the success of TTSA in getting mainstream media attention to study UFO files released by the U.S. military intelligence community, a number of UFO researchers have become very vocal in their criticism of DeLonge, basically claiming that he is in over his head and is being played by the deep state. Damn it! I'm just tired of it. How can we get to 500,000? Let's get to 50,000 subscribers so people pay attention to us. I've been saying this shit. Something's wrong with Tom DeLonge. I don't know why he's there. They're using him. Been saying this for years. Doesn't make sense. The concern has become so great that Peter Levenda, one of DeLonge's co-authors in his book series Secret Machines, attended the Contact in the Desert conference in June to dispel such concerns. I recently was able to view the video of his presentation given on June 3rd, 2018, which was aptly titled Conspiracy Theories and Ufology, Tom DeLonge and the Deep State Scenario. COVID. I don't care. Abstract, he wrote, this will be a discussion of the current theories in ufological circles that Tom DeLonge and To the Stars Academy are agents of a deep state that wishes to manipulate ufology or expectations concerning UFOs for the benefit of a secret cabal of government insiders. Oh, man, so stupid. This is just, I like Michael Salla. COVID. Come on. But I don't know about this. In the nearly 2-hour presentation, Levenda offered a strident defense of DeLonge, the To the Stars Academy, and his own involvement in the book series. However, Levenda's defense was so unconvincing that he inadvertently raised doubts with viewers such as myself, DeLonge, over whether DeLonge may be in... My voice, I'm losing it. Hold on. I was muted, I know. Where is it? DeLonge may be in... DeLonge may indeed be in over his head and has been co-opted into a deep state operation. Levenda began by describing his own background and research that has made him a successful book author who has traveled widely and interviewed many infamous individuals. His first book, Unholy Alliance, A History of Nazi Involvement with the Occult, has become a classic. What did raise my eyebrows during his Contact in the Desert presentation was Levenda's account of how 1968, as a 17-year-old, he was involved in establishing a cult church in New York City where he and his buddy were self-appointed bishops. What? Levenda did this? He created his own cult church? Levenda described how he and his buddy gatecrashed the Robert Kennedy funeral, impersonating high-level church dignitaries who were transported in a limousine. Was this all simply an elaborate lark by two precautious, whatever, 17-year-olds, as Levenda contends, or was it something more sinister at play? What we do know for certain is that Levenda and his buddy became targets for recruitment by rival strange churches, which were fronts for the CIA and other intelligence agencies, as Levenda has publicly acknowledged. He says that he declined such offers, and his subsequent worldwide travel and research was prompted by intellectual curiosity into the bizarre and unusual. So he's saying he wasn't taken by the CIA and forced into this thing. He did it on his own out of curiosity for the research and curiosity. The audience was told that Greer was touting speculation by unknown sources, whereas DeLong was promoting scientific research by having hard facts and evidence discussed by experts who had verifiable credentials in the military-industrial complex. There was a major flaw in Levenda's critique of Greer. It is simply not true to say that Greer has touted unknown whistleblowers as sources on the UFO cover-up. In his May 2001 Disclosure Project press conference, he got 21 former military, government, and corporate figures to go public. In the subsequent book, Disclosure, Military, and Government Witnesses Revealed the Greatest Secrets in Modern History, there were over 60 individuals who, by a vast majority, went on the record in terms of their identities and credentials. Levenda went to great effort to stress that DeLong had been researching the UFO field for decades and was sufficiently familiar with the issues and main figures in the field to make good judgment calls on who's authentic or not. Essentially, Levenda was saying we can trust DeLong and not see him as an inexperienced dupe who has been taken in by the deep state as Greer and other critics were contending. My own knowledge in this regard is limited to an incident where Tom DeLong got to hear the views of William Tompkins and Dr. Bob Wood regarding a secret space program, Solar Warden, established by the U.S. Navy with the aid of cooperation such as Douglas Aircraft, McDonnell Douglas. Both Tompkins and Dr. Wood have decades of experience with Douglas Aircraft and the aerospace industry. DeLong expressed his disbelief that such a thing could have happened. I know that DeLong is not alone in disbelieving that the U.S. Navy could have secretly developed kilometers-long space carriers out of its classified facilities, as Tompkins contends. There is testimonial evidence that U.S. Air Force officials have investigated Tompkins and Corey Good's claims in this regard as well, as I have written about here. Oh boy, this goes on for a while, kids. I am not going to read anymore. I'll put the link in the chat room. You can read this. I'm like burnt. I'm like, my throat's killing me. I think I read enough. There's the rest of it. Capiche? We'll talk about what happened. I'll put the link in the chat room in case you don't grab it. I'll put the link in the description after the show in case you don't grab it in the chat room. So don't worry about that. That's wild. I know. So there was a weird long cloud on Mars that Third Phase put up an episode. Could it be terraforming, or is this another volcano? And it was. This volcano it spews out every 2 years. And we talked about it on there. So here it is, every 2 years. It's the R.C. Amon's elongated cloud. As a matter of fact, I actually pointed that out in the video as one of the culprits of this. I thought that's Olympus Mons right there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we saw this a couple of years ago. Remember? I forgot until they did the story on Third Phase. I almost spit up my gizzard. Yeah, the phone lines are off. The Matrix is over. I said what I had to say. Nobody called in. And basically what that does is it kills the entire operation. No more prove me wrong shows. No reason to. Well, we don't have a big enough audience for it. If we have 100 in chat, it's possible that we can get consistent callers of all different, not the same 8 people calling in. Although I appreciate it because it kicked ass, but I understand. It's smart not to keep calling in and losing the debate because I win them all. I understand. You don't think you can turn me around? I'm not asking. Don't have to turn me around. I just wanted to have a nice debate about it. What is this? I pulled up a story here. Did I already talk about this? This was yesterday's news. Seth Shostak, senior astronomer at the SETI Institute. This is from Think, NBCnews.com. Pentagon admits UFO program still exists, but Navy's alien sightings don't quite add up. Yeah, boy. Is this it? They're still showing us
My
the
prescriptions
3
used to be
videos,
really
guys.
expensive, but then I went to
They want to
GoodRx.com.
show. They want me
put in
to
the
play
drug
that
you're
video
looking
for you,
and
and I
bang,
refuse
you've got
to.
half a dozen or more choices in front of you of pricing and locations to get it.
I have good insurance, but with GoodRx, I save even more money.
Go to GoodRx.com and check it out.
I hate it. I'm telling you, I hate it. Seth Shostak? All right. Here, I'll play you this. Let's hear what, even though we know what this is. Come on. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear.
Are we alone?
Look, here's the interesting thing for me about all this, and the reason why I think it's an important topic, okay? And that is we have things flying over our military bases and places where we're conducting military exercises, and we don't know what it is, and it isn't ours. So that's the legitimate question to ask. I would say that, frankly, that if it's something of outside this planet, that might actually be better than the fact that we've seen some technological leap on behalf of the Chinese or the Russians or some other adversary that allows them to conduct this sort of activity. But the bottom line is, if there are things flying over your military bases and you don't know what they are because they're not yours, and they exhibit potentially technologies that you don't have at your own disposal, that to me is a national security risk and one that we should be looking into. And so that's the premise I begin with.
Let's clear this up. Who would be looking into this? And they would be generating some sort of a publicly available report on, you're not using the phrase unidentified flying objects. You have another euphemism for it, unidentified aerial phenomenon, which is not.
Yeah, I didn't come up with that. That's the one that the military uses internally, and ultimately, that's the one we used. And what we're saying, so the Office of Naval Intelligence, this is has impacted the Navy for the most part. I've seen reports on this now for the better part of a decade. Other countries have had similar reports, and so, but for our perspective is, there is someone flying in the airspace that no one else is allowed to fly in, and we don't know who it is, and it isn't something we have. We need to know what that is. I mean, that's in my mind. I mean, I don't understand why we wouldn't want to know what it is. Maybe there's a completely sort of boring explanation for it, but we need to find out. And so that's really what we're asking about, and we're asking them to make public as much as possible that information. None of that really fits into the mold of classified per se.
All right, but what's your gut? Are we alone in the universe, or is there something else out there?
I don't have a gut feeling about it because it's a phenomenon. It's unexplained. I just want to know what it is. And if we can't determine what it is, then that's a fact point we need to take into account. I wouldn't venture to speculate beyond that.
Pretty cool. Got one more here. This is going to blow you away because we've got a big jerk off here. The guy's a jerk off is what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me get this back. See, this should go right here. I don't know how that got out of whack. Let me pull this up now. All right, we're back to normal. So let me get this. This sucks. I hate to do this to you. This might hurt some people. Motherless whore. Come on. Frickin' prick. Sorry. Not sorry. All right, here we go. Where is it? You ready? You ready?
Starting from the top
Who
down,
is this?
I've always had an interest in science. Like there's never been a time where I wasn't very obsessed with it and it wasn't, a big part of my identity. So I was privileged enough to get into the world's first quantum computing incubator.
This is Deep Prasad with some spittle and disgustingness right here. This guy has no freaking idea what he's doing. He has no idea what he's talking about.
And before I describe what that is,
this is just 2 days ago.
5 years putting together this incubator.
I don't understand what's going on here. Was he a burn victim? I don't understand this wrinkling of the skin. It looks like, and why wear a snorkel indoors during the summer? You see here. God, I hate this guy. And she must have booked the interview a month ago.
Where they got the world's best experts from MIT in different parts of the world that taught quantum computing, and some of them were fathers of different subfields within quantum computing and quantum information. And then that really kind of took me to a different level in terms of scientific understanding and just capability. It was kind of like throwing somebody and forcing them to learn to swim. That's what it was like. And so I really learned on the job, so to speak.
You learned on the job. I thought you knew it all, big guy.
So quantum computing, just so people know, in case you're not familiar with it, is the intersection of quantum mechanics and computer science. So all of our computers today, every single one that you have,
I've looked at some of your interviews and peeked around on your site. And one of the things you talk about in this, which I can kind of get my head around, is the notion of being able to extract information out of the field and reduce the noise of the field itself. And I know this sounds like it's a non sequitur, but I'm wondering if there might be a corollary here. Many years ago, I was interviewing Russell Targ of SRI. I don't know if you know who Russell is. Yeah, of course. Okay. So
of course I know him. I bullshitted him for an hour one day on the phone. Totally lied to him. Prick. Can't stand that prick. I couldn't believe he was on this woman's show. All right. So, I'm going to leave you with something. Not leave you, but we're going to have some fun here for a minute. We should do a show on this. Prove me wrong that Billy Meier is fake. Prove me wrong.
Es ist offenbar ein besonderer Ort dort in der Schmiedrütti. Schon der Weg einfahrt.
I mean, what am I doing here? Are these fake? Of course it is. Look at it. It's bouncing up and down because he's got it on some sort of line that you can't see for some reason. It's bouncing because it's got a fishing pole. Who the frig knows?
Bei dieser Filmaufnahme ist so ein UFO dann so schnell wieder verschwunden.
What makes sense? He saw real UFOs?
Wie wenn jemand die Kamera abgestellt hätte.
The only guy on the planet to get something like this? Come on now. Freaking looks good though, don't it?
Der Billy Meier will in den Medien nicht mehr selber über die Außerirdischen reden. An seiner Stelle gibt der Guido Moosbrucker Auskunft, er ist
So I went to go visit him. He's lives in a trailer with his 6 wives. I was allowed to come in. I wiped my feet, and there he was, drinking orange juice. He kind of looked older, gray with the nice beard. You'll see. Here, can we show him real quick? Go ahead, click it over. Can you show the guy? Billy Meier, not this guy. I want to see Bill. Yo, Billy. Holy Jiminy Christmas. Look at the ear and the hair. Or the hair and the ear. Ooh, look at this. See? How could everybody dismiss Billy Meier? Nothing in nature could do this in snow. It's like a cookie cutter. Bista Batushka. Bushkushka Matnioshka, Vatigatashka, Billy Meier, Skinster, yeah. And why? I saw him out there in the sky. He was
possible to see, and thought for sure I would have known him, Tushka. So I sat here with Billy Meier. I like my camera. I use it like this. I swipe it like this, and I take a picture, see? Yeah, you got one here, Billy. It looks like you got the tree right. Can you show us how you did it? Well, I took my one arm, and I shot it out over the area like this. Captured, what you call a scout vehicle, yeah. Scout ships. They come in real close, like, 20 to 25 feet across, spinning as they do. They hover in the sky. And you can see here around the edges, they've got this electricized field. This is Jim Delatoso, by the way. Jim Delatoso is one of the most crooked people in ufology. That's right there. I say ufology because ufology, unidentified, unidentified, the study of. See here, we got, and then we got some of the girls from the, what's that show? Mel Gibson show there. Jeremy Griffith, whatever, Merv Griffin show. Here's a ray gun that looked nothing like they had in the 1960 sci-fi movies. This one here, I held it with my right arm and shot a plasma right into that tree there. See that there? That's where the bullet went in the hole. Didn't even come out the other side. Well, we sit here and we look around. We look for things in the sky. We don't see UFOs in Switzerland that much. But Billy Meier, he looks like. Doesn't this guy look like Bill Murray? Like an old English Bill Murray. It's Bill Schmurray. It's Bill Schmurray. Dos, goes, gish, 3, 4 times. I can see the UFO go down and come up and go like this. It kept coming and coming. I said, every time you see the UFO, you get it close. And I just don't understand anything due to for them, the UFOs. They come in the sky and they look down at the orange juice and the map and they say, we're coming for Billy. Guido Mooseburger. Und sie fliegen Dutch. UFOs, die Grobens Haschverdog des 20 Jahrhunderts. Oh, come on now. That looks like a movie, doesn't it? This guy, it looks so fake. Drones. How did he do it? I don't know what this is because they're speaking in Deutsch. How did he do it? How did Billy Myers do this? I don't know. It's a miracle. The guy's a miracle. We should do a show on Billy. No? Prove me wrong? Billy Myers real? Yeah, we're done with that, I guess. Nobody wanted to call in. That's it. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. We'll be back. Third phase of moon, yes. Thank you for letting me use the videos for tonight's show. And tomorrow we'll be back. There will be the Nyxia files tomorrow night. So we're going to figure that one out. If not, tomorrow's show is going to be, I have a feeling something, I don't know what. I don't know. But you know me, I'll come up with something. All right, I want to thank the moderators, everybody who super chatted. Thank you for that. I don't know if I missed anybody, but if you want to join up, go to, you want to help support the stream is what I'm trying to say. Go to patreon.com/GUFONRadioStream, is it? Is it Patreon? No, it's just, there it is. Patreon.com/GUFONRadio. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We need 50 plus every show, which we've been doing lately. Very happy to see the 55 and 60s. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Become a member of GUFON Network for free. Go to GUFON.net. Get your own page. Upload your own stuff. It's your site, not mine. I just
have it there for everybody to talk and hang out. But anyway, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on YouTube, GUFONRadioStream. Good night, everybody. And I should have done this, see? And this, see? No production value at all. Hey, Grimwitch. Stu Gerson. Gary Spudger. Brinklow, thank you for hanging out. Good night, everybody. Carl Wumble, thank you for hanging out. Great Plains Drifter, thank you. God of Thunder and Lightning, thank you. Zach.Kesmonsur, thank you. Stu Gerson. Mr. Catfish 2100, good to see you, man. Third Phase of Moon. Stu Gerson, Frapsap, Lisa Marie, thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Dark Hour Paranormal, don't forget to go there. And Rick's Realm, 2 great shows, 2 great guys. And of course, Third Phase of Moon. Keep your eyes to the skies. Could be an episode.